So what are we doing here?
Yes, so when you actually plug in the unit, let me start with that first off. I get a little cool feature on my end that you guys will be able to unlock. But if you pay attention to this power light right here, see how it's flashing, that color sequence?
Yes.
Yep.
So when I plug in this micro USB with this new update that we just developed, you can see how it turns solid.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Right, so that lets you know that there's a significant connection, you have no worries. Also, we have a light variation here, so it's on green right now, so that means it's 50% or higher. It'll have a yellow light between 25% to 50%, and then a red light for 25% and under. So you guys have a nice color sequence so you know when to place the monitor and to wait a little while for it to charge up. Also, on your guys' screen, you'll be able to view your device. You'll actually be able to name the device per inspector sometimes, or color code it, whatever you may prefer. And you'll actually get a couple options here on the action column. You'll always be able to download your calibration certificate just in case a realtor comes at you. You can show them that document, and you can also contact me directly if you have any other questions. You'll also be able to see the data feed, which is the best part. So you'll be able to see when the unit was reading, timestamps every 10 minutes. That's when we get a signal from our cloud. It includes the radon level, the latitude and longitude of where the device is located, the temperature, humidity, pressure, and if the unit has been tampered with or not. On the next model, this is why I wanted to show you the admin side, you'll be able to actually see the battery percentage as well as if it's plugged in or not. So a lot of home inspectors call in saying, I promise you I had the unit plugged in, and I look at it and I say, no, you did not.
So will the unit start a test with the battery being low?
Yes, you can start the test with the battery being low. Unfortunately, with this model, it has been a little bit of a struggle with us in that lower region, so we definitely recommend it to be at a full charge or at least on that green light.
Yeah.
Yellow is risking it a little bit, but again, I'm always available if you need to update on what's happening with that. But once that is at that green light and it is plugged in, it sustains itself, gains battery, and usually all clients, their units will not go below 99%.
Okay. So my question is, in some states, they require for real estate transactions to have not one but two radon tests, and many of the units on the market, and some don't have it, but some have not one but two detectors that are actively detecting radon. Is that how the Breeze is set up as well?
Yes, so for each test you can include up to 4 monitors. It'll have a nice space to include the location, and it'll give off all the readings, the average of that test. As well as we offer a duplicate test feature, which is more of a compliance step, but you'll also be able to just see a graph on how those units are comparing to each other to basically see if they're both calibrated or not.
Okay, thank you. So is this software? Is this online? Is this web? What are we looking at? Is this? Tell me what screen this is.
So you have 2 options. You can either go onto the website and you'll be able to view it completely, or you can actually pull out your phone and there is a mobile app. That's more destined towards inspectors. So if you're the office admin or the owner, you would have the ability to assign inspections to inspectors. So each radon test will have the option of an inspector's name. You would then type it in and it would only show up on his phone, so there's no confusion on the field.
Okay.
And again, they would be also able to view the data feed, the calibration certificates. They would have all that access. They just wouldn't have as much ability as you would.
So for a test that's been completed and we realize that we misspelled the customer's last name, can my admin go in there and revise that so that it's accurate?
Yes, there is an edit test feature where you can go back and revise whatever you may need.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so let's say we're all done doing the radon test. We put it in our newly case that Nathan developed, and it's sitting in our truck. We go inside and we want to send out the report. We don't need, or do we need to, plug in the monitor into our PC or laptop or anything?
No, not at all. It is all over the air. Actually, it'll probably release the test prior to you even being able to pick it up. So you'll actually get an email the report before you have the monitor in your hand.
That's
And
awesome.
your client and the buyer's agent will have that as well. You also have the option for it to go to you first, so you can then review and then distribute it as you please.
Okay. And are you able to, and what I like to do as, I should say, what we like to do as a company is take a photo where the monitor was placed and actually put that in a report. Are you able to do that with this software?
Yes, you can upload any file you may like into our system. So I'll just go ahead and you can actually schedule an appointment on your phone as well. So if you go to add appointment, inspection date, June 6th, okay. Address, we'll just do work, city, Indianapolis.
Oh, so you can enter all that stuff before you even get there.
Yep, and then also if you have Next Inspect, it integrates over so you do not have to do any of this manual labor.
Oh, so it will kick out the report for you automatically?
So basically you'll have an upcoming test appointment over here, and it'll have all that information right there for you of that test that is upcoming. So your office admin will not have to put in any work. The inspector will already be assigned.
Okay.
And all you would do is just click a button and assign a unit.
All right. We get there and the windows are open, and we have to put a 12-hour delay. How do we do that?
So you can simply go back into the test and edit the parameter to then shift 12 hours forward, and you can do that freely whenever you please.
Okay.
And it will automatically adjust to those parameters.
All right, I got a tough one. So we get the results back, and I see there's been tampering, and I'm really talking about movement. So I'm imagining the unit has an internal accelerometer that detects movement and records that. I'm just guessing.
Yes, and it also sends you an email notification.
So now that means I got to go back to the house and restart the test. Is that correct?
No, you would not need to restart the
Would
test.
not need to. So here's a situation where we get the test results back and the unit has detected movement, which disqualifies the test. So do I have to go back and like reset the test and interfere with the evening of the seller and all that? And another scenario would be a thunderstorm where the radon spikes and the seller's complaining that we need to go back and reset the test. So can you tell me on both of those scenarios?
Yeah, so unfortunately you guys would actually need to go out to the property and restart the test with a licensed field technician, but that does vary by state, so you will definitely need to check your compliance.
Okay. What prevents a seller from tampering with the unit?
There is a do not touch sign that we provide with the units that go around here, as well as a hanger that says the same thing, do not enter, on the doorway, as well as it is up to you guys to inform the client to not touch this professional equipment, else it will screw the test.
Yeah, well, tell that to an inquisitive young boy. Do not touch. Guess what he's going to do? He's going to touch. I guess my question is, what sort of technology would detect that there's been some misbehaving?
So the accelerometer would also detect that tampering, so it will send you a notification, but it cannot pinpoint exactly what type it was. So
What if I just opened up the windows in the house?
It would be the same thing. But you would also be able to see a drastic spike in the graph on the radon, the gas exiting through the windows, as well as the temperature, pressure, and humidity adjusting.
All right.
I gotta tell you, I'm totally sold on this. It is awesome. I love the fact that if I can do anything on the fly, I can just do it in my app or at home. I can read the reading prior to even getting there. Or let's say I got to pick up this monitor at 9 a.m. and all of a sudden I got to go to inspection. I can't pick that up. At least I can contact that agent and let them know, hey, this was the reading. I'll send you the report, as soon as I can, type of thing. That's really awesome. My last question would be, how accurate are these compared to other monitors out in the industry?
They are held to the same standards, so they have a 25% fluctuation when they go off to calibration. So they're within a 25% plus or minus of the known radon level in the chamber.
Okay, awesome.